Hello guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. Today we will be discussing the question Champagne Tower. In this question we are given a glasses in a pyramid fashion where the first row has one glass and the second has two and so on until the 100th row. And each glass holds one cup of champagne. Some champagne is been poured from the top of the glass, and then it pours on the adjacent glasses equally. We need to find, we are given a query row and glass, and we need to return the amount of champagne present in that glass. So what this question is all about? Let us see what is the fashion of the glasses will be. So initially there will be one glass at the top. Below that there will be two glasses like this. The filling order will be, then there will be this, and then it will be like this. This shows how much amount of wine will be filled in every glasses and with how much speed. So as we can see, this glass will be filled thrice the times with respect to this glass. Now this is a known pyramid kind of structure, which is a Pascal's triangle. Now we are seeing this Pascal's triangle and we need to find out how much wine will be poured into each glass. Okay, if we are pouring one glass of champagne like given in the first example, and the query row is one row and one glass. The row and glass are from 0th index, so that means first row and first glass. If we are pouring only one glass of champagne, then only this glass will get filled. With the same, if we are pouring two glasses, then one will be filled in this and each half, and both these will be filled half, because only half and half will be poured into the adjacent glasses. So the basic instinct is, let's take this second example and see if we are pouring two amount of champagne. So from the amount 2, this one will remain and the rest remaining one will get poured into the below glasses, which will be now, the rest 2 will be poured into the below glasses, which will now become 0.5 and 0.5. correct? Now if we are pouring like 4 glasses, if the query is 4 glasses, so then the approach will be, we are initially having 4 at the top. From the 4, 1 will remain here and the rest 3 will be bifurcated over here. It will be 1.5, 1.5. After the 1.5, 1.5, what happens is only 1 will be here and the 0.5 from this glass will be spilled over to this place. The 0.25 will spill over from this place and 0.25 from this glass, and then the 0.25 to the right hand side. So this is how the inception of what our approach should be. We are in turn creating a Pascal's triangle with the intent of having not 1 as the first value but n as our first value. So what we are doing is, if we generalize this phenomena, what we are doing is, if we are having n as the initial value, the next value will be n by 2, will be n minus 1 by 2, and the same will be this value. Now from this value it will be again n minus 1 by 2, n minus 1 minus 1 by 2. This in the middle row we will add this, and the same will be this, and at the right hand side it will be this. So if we see this, this will in turn create a Pascal's triangle as well. So if we create a row of the Pascal's triangle, and we can just directly take the query class and return it, and that will be our answer. Now let's see how we can code this. Let's keep it over here. So we'll start off with checking if the pod value is greater than 1 or is not 0. If it is equals to 0, then we directly return 0. Okay, now we create a list, the list which will hold our value for the initial row. What we will be doing is we will be creating a list which will hold this value. This will be our initial list, and we'll create this next row with the help of the first list. As we know, we can create the second row with the help of first value in the Pascal's triangle. So this will become our temp value. Now when we have this temp value, we'll make this temp as a new list, temp a new list, and create the third value, and in that fashion we can proceed further. So we'll create a list with the name, we can say L. It will be a list of double because we need to store value which are double, because we need to store double values. Now we'll loop till we have the query rows is greater than 0. In this we'll create a new list which will hold our value. Now initially our L list will contain our pod value which we saw over here. The first row will contain the n value, we'll see this, and then we have a temp value. We can create this. When we create this, now in each Pascal's triangle we know we have the same 1 1 value. So what in this case we know that the starting value will be n minus 1 by 2. So we'll add this value, and we'll take L dot get 0 minus 1 by 2. Now there is one more thing, that there will be a scenario when the spill cannot happen. In that case we need to make sure that the value doesn't go into negative state. So that's why we take math.max of this value. This is a very important step. Now for each value we need to loop from L dot size plus plus. Now we know this, all these middle values are being calculated from these two values. So what we do is, in the temp we add, again we take math.max, what we did over the top. In this case we'll take L dot get I minus 1 or 0, this thing, plus the 2 is calculated by adding these two values. So we are doing the same over here. We'll take this math.max function, and in this case it will be I. So that will give us a result. Now we need to add this one also, and this one or any value that will be over here will be similar with this. So we need not to calculate it again. So we can just copy this one and put it over here. And rather than creating this, we can take it like temp.get whatever value is in the 0th position. So it will in turn create our Pascal's triangle repeatedly. Now, so after the row has been created, we will put this row into our previous list and recursively call it. So we'll do this, and this is done. Okay, now what we need to do is we just need to return, and in this case over here what we do is math.min of either value 1 because it cannot be greater than 0, or we need to take the value l.get of our query classes, whatever value is in the query classes, or it should be 1. So whatever minimum value it will be, it will give us that, because the maximum value can be only 1. When we run this code, okay, so we need to put this into an object. Let's put okay, we'll start off with 1. So when we run this code, we get this result, and we can check it for we can check it for the third example right away. It gives us 33 and 17. It gives us right result. Now let's check for 2, 1, 1. Yeah, so it is giving right result. Let's submit it. Okay, the solution is well accepted. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.